Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be previewing this coming Saturday's meeting here from Fanny Bay in Darwin, which will be the 4th of October. A 5-race card will be the order of the day, with some 36 acceptors engaged for the fixture. The first gets underway at 2:24 p.m, while the last of the handful is timed to jump at 4:56 p.m. This will be the first of 3 meetings in the month of October, all on feature race days in the southern states, so there is plenty of wagering opportunities interstate to go along with the local content. In the first, the tab handicap, a 0 to 70 event over 1,300 metres. My numbers are 1, 2 and 5. Going here with number 1, Mr Marrakesh, trained by Gary Clark. Gary had a double last week. Adam Nichols takes the mount on Mr Marrakesh. He put 3 wins back-to-back through the months of June, July and August. In his run here last week in September, he finished a very close-up third to Convincibility. It was a really good run. He only got beat a very small margin. The 1,300 metres of this race suits him better. He's better at 1,300. He's had 3 starts at the trip for 2 wins and a placing, and I think he'll get back in the winning trail on Saturday. Mr Marrakesh, number 1 on top for me, ahead of 2, Orion the Hunter, trained by Jason Manning, Vanessa Arnott in the saddle. Knocking on the door, his last 3 runs have been a 4th, a 3rd and a 2nd. His last start 2nd was actually in Catherine behind Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu's come out and won again since here in Darwin. Pretty good form, I think, around Orion the Hunter. He's my 2nd selection. And in for 3rd, number 5, July, trained by Chris Pollard, and Deborah Barton takes the 3 kilos off. A good run here last time out, I thought, behind Villa Royale, who's just going great guns. That was on the 20th of September, and I think July is right in the mix here. So numbers in the first are 1, 2 and 5. The second, the Ladbrokes Big Bets Handicap, also over the 1,300, but this for the benchmark 54 gallopers, and the biggest field of the day. My numbers here are 5, 3 and 1. Going with number 5, Style and Grace for Ella Clark. Adam Nichols takes them out here as well. So he's on Mr Marrakesh in the first and Style and Grace in the second. So fingers crossed for Chippy, could be a good day. This horse has come back to its best form recently, or something near its best form anyway. A 2nd on the 23rd of August behind Vieri, and then a 3rd behind the Albion on the 6th of September. The 1,300 metres suits, twice a winner over this trip. And I thought this was a winnable race for number 5, Style and Grace. Ahead of number 3, CP1, trained by Dick Leach. Had a run here last week. That was its first run back since racing and winning at Kununurra on the 30th of August. So ran here the other day, 3rd behind Patriotic King. That was only 1,000 metres. The 1,300 metres will suit him much better, CP1. And Aaron Sweeney takes them out here for Dick Leach, and I thought as long as he's backed up from last week, he'll be hard to beat. In for 3rd, number 1, Carrot Time. 1-2 starts back, 23rd of August, and then 2nd behind Merchant Delight on the 20th of September. Jason Manning trains, Vanessa Arnott in the saddle, and I thought that was a leading chance for the trifecta numbers. Numbers in the 2nd are 5, 3 and 1. The 3rd's the Sky Racing Handicap, 1,200 metres for the 0 to 58 performers. Numbers here are 2, 1 and 3. Saboa for Jason Manning. Jason's got a handy little team around him at the moment. And Saboa, last start 2nd, that was last week, behind the impressive Tipsy Tornado. Vanessa takes them out here on Saboa. She's been aboard the horse's most recent runs, as you would expect. And I just thought that was a good run. Ran on strongly behind Tipsy Tornado, and the 1,200 metres as it was last week, should suit. In for 2nd, number 1, a horse that hasn't had a run for a long while, Hotham English. Last started on the 21st of February, trained by Ella Clark. Had some good form when it was spelled. Had a win, a 2nd and 2/3 from its last 4 starts. Jared Todd goes aboard for Hotham English's comeback. Pretty smart performer. The 1,200 metres first up should suit. So I've got it in the mix for sure. And in for 3rd, number 3, Dancer for Money. Phil Cole and Deborah Barton, the combination. Deborah rode another winner here last week on Time to Backer. Lovely rails hugging ride it was too. She's going well. And Dancer for Money, its recent form's been only so-so, but last start 4th behind stablemate Frawley wasn't bad. That was on the 20th of September. So numbers in the 3rd are 2, 1 and 3. We go to the 4th. It's the highest rated race of the day. It's the average benchmark. It's an ABR 75 for the top graders. It's the Sportsbet Handicap, and it's over the 1,100 metres. My numbers here are 1, 3 and 2. Gary Clark's really been holding the key in these type of races just recently, and he does so again. He has 4 of the 6 engaged here, and not surprisingly, I've got him to run 1, 2, 3. Number 1, Baldinio on top. He's just going so well. He has won his last two, and his previous start to that was a good second behind Field of Flutes, who is a stablemate and a rival again. Jared Todd retains the association here with Baldinho. He's been aboard the last 3 times. 62.5 kilograms, good weight for a good horse. He won last time with 62, and I think he'll do so again with a half kilo more. So 1 on top for me, Baldinho. Ahead of Flying Annie. She resumes after a last start third in the Palmerston behind Early Crow. That was a great run. Aaron Sweeney has been aboard her in recent times. He takes them out again. The inside barrier draw for her is a big advantage. She's very speedy from the gate. She'll probably lead on the fence. In fact, I think she's certain to lead on the fence for a long way, and she'll give her stablemates plenty of opposition here with Flying Annie. She's my second selection, and then for third, number 2, Field of Flutes. He beat Baldinho 2 starts back, then ran second to the same horse last time out. Adam Nichols for Gary Clark. I'd be surprised if it's not a Clark trifecta in race 4. Numbers for me are 1, 3 and 2. And in the last, it's the BTC Constructions Melbourne Cup Day on sale Trobus Plate. Bit of a mouthful. Also, as we know, Melbourne Cup Day is not far away, only a month away. Of course, Saturday here is the 4th of October, and of course the Melbourne Cup on the 4th of November. This the hybrid race, this for the 3-year-olds and the maidens. There's only one 3-year-old, and it happens to be the only winner in the race, and that is number 7, my on-top selection, numbers 7, 4 and 3. Snappy Sweetheart for me, Phil Cole, Wayne Davis, the combination. I don't think Phil or his wife Rhonda will be here on Saturday. I think they're heading off on a overseas holiday. I think they're going to Rome or somewhere such like. So half their luck, and good luck to Coley and Rhonda on their trip away. I think they'll get some of the expenses here with Snappy Sweetheart. Last start winner here on the 6th of September. Beat Malinzi, who is a rival again, also a stablemate. But I see no reason why Snappy Sweetheart, the only winner in the race, can't beat these maidens. In for second, number 4, Julene. She ran here last week, won a good race for Tommy Logan and Dakota Gillette. In fact, if she hadn't been a little tardy into stride, she probably would have won. She finished third and beaten 0.3 of a length by Time to Bucker. So she was very good, and I think as long as she backs up, she'll be hard to beat here. And then for third, number 3, Achacha, also from the Cole stable, Deborah Barton in the saddle. And Achacha has run third and second its last 2, including last week behind Time to Bucker. It's my third selection, and the last numbers are 7, 4 and 3. Best bet on the day is in the last, race 5, number 7, Snappy Sweetheart. Just looks the best on the program for mine. Well, the best roughie, and I'm going to give him one more chance, this horse. Race 2, number 9, Mighty Zoo. I was keen on him 2 meetings ago. He let me down. Change of rider this time. Paul Shires has elected not to take the mount himself. Of course, he trains the horse. He's put Jared Todd aboard. Maybe Toddy, you'll be able to work some magic aboard Mighty Zoo. That's my best roughie of the day. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk. We'll be back again in a fortnight for the fixture here that will coincide with the running of the Caulfield Cup and the Everest race meetings in Melbourne and Sydney, respectively. Great racing at this time of the year, right around Australia. And, of course, that will be on the 18th of October. And until then, good luck and good punting.